Hi Maria, back with another video. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning, I believe, and I woke up about half an hour ago. So I'm going to get my day started and get some things done around the house. I don't really have a need to go out or anything, but I woke up this morning with the thought that about the assumptions that people made, including my family, and I'm going to include Stephen Lyles in this. Like I said, I think a lot of people think, because looking back on when I was first started at Murray's place, just thinking about certain comments or whatever that were made, everybody had they were completely wrong about everything, and 100% wrong. I mean, I had no idea um, that any of this was even going on. And so, um, I'm being put in a situation that, I'm completely, um, what do you call it, undeserving of. Meaning I don't have any knowledge of what happened between 2008 and, up until the current moment, like now. I just recently started contacting Stephen Lyles in the last few months because I, had this keen sense of intuition and I had a dream and putting everything together. So I'm assuming that people felt as though I was in communication with him before all of this. And the only time I communicated with him was back in 2008. And since he didn't respond, I never said anything. So, and I also get the feeling that people think that I'm sitting here in solitude, you know, brewing about, Stephen Lyles. And yeah, I mean, I would love to see Stephen, don't get me wrong. But my anger is mainly at the level of where my work is concerned because I have been prevented from going back to work and my freedom of movement. So everybody, I mean, I'm holding everybody responsible. This is Karen Johnson, my family, of course, Steve Murray, all of these people, um, for number one, misjudging the situation. Number two, the most important part is the fact that they had no right to be involved in the first place. So um, it really does bother me that people can assume certain things and then act on it and do it so through by preventing somebody from being able to move on with their life, and not in just in a specific area, but I mean everywhere. um, I know that I had a job interview with David Argote, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, at Relativity Staff. And I'm going to throw these names out. I don't really care. And I was placed in a job where I was basically forced into solitude and isolation. And it was a very miserable position, I will tell you right now. And so, I think about the majority of people in their, what they believe and what they think and what they act upon. And once again, it all boils down to the majority of thought, and that's one of the reasons why I never pay attention to what the majority of people are doing, because most of the time, the majority of people are doing something that's wrong, completely wrong. I'm assuming that they thought that I was, in some sort of maybe. I mean, I'm assuming that they thought maybe I had a relationship with Stephen Lyles during this entire time, and then that's completely not true. During the time where, after I contacted him in 2008, my attitude was out of sight, out of mind. And that's just pretty much the way it had to be, because I figured, he didn't like me, and I had to leave that alone. And so I did. I left him alone. I didn't think about him at all. Um, I mean, I did sometimes, think back in high school about, the things I used to do, and then he would come up like, as a memory, like a brief memory, but I never like sat there and thought, oh, where's Steve? And Steve's gonna contact me, and I want to see him. I mean, I want to see him now. I figure if I want to put this puzzle together, and I think he's a very nice guy. I mean, I've always liked him. So if that's the part of the puzzle, so let's get on with it. I would like to see him, but all of this drama was created based off of assumption and just bullshit. you know? And what bothers me, what I'm stewing about, what I'm fucking raging angry about, is the fact that, number one, the most important issue is that you've prevented a woman from being able to go on with her life. Meaning, I'm not able to take care of myself, which is my right to do so. My rights have been trampled on. Wayne Long and his CPA company is involved in this. That includes Rita. I don't care about throwing out the names. You want to take me to court? Let's do it. And bring in my family, bring in all of these people. Because you know what? If the court was smart enough to take the case, I would win. Okay? You guys are in violation of every single law. I mean, and that's just the way it is. You had no right to do what you did. Okay? I'm a hardworking woman, and you've interrupted my ability to move forward. Period. You're responsible for all the harassment that's going on in this town and all the other places. That's just the way it is. You know, Steve Murray deserves to be sued. Karen Johnson should definitely be sued. Well, Steve Murray definitely should be as well. All of these people. Laura Hill, her company should have been sued, but I don't know why she left CFS. I'm assuming they fired her, and if they did, rightfully so. You know, all of this was created out of a drama that had no validity whatsoever. None whatsoever. Okay? And if you want to talk about me lying to my husband, you're intruding on issues that's none of your business. And if that was the root cause of it, well, my family did it because they're narcissistic. The town did it because they're racist. Period. I mean, that's the bare bottom line. Okay? And whatever the case is, that doesn't involve you. It doesn't involve you at all. You know? So everybody is in the wrong here. So Maria's sitting here. Maria's sitting here, sparkling clean.